Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love. My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be your astrology forecast for Friday, June 23rd of 2023. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I appreciate your views, your subscription. Let's hop right on into it. So, we have the moon and a new sign today. We have the moon in Virgo today. Spent the last few days in Leo, highlighting all that energy, highlighting the Mars energy, the Venus energy, making the squares to the nodes at the start of it. Now we have that moon in Virgo. Moon in Virgo is definitely going to be more particular about a lot of the details and those finer things in life as far as that goes. And yeah, there's definitely a moment here where, we may get caught up on a lot of the small details of everything, right? That moon's going to start to oppose Saturn when it comes in. And of course, it would oppose it. It's going to oppose it later on in the day. Now, the moon is also going to make a sextile over to the sun, which is in Cancer, moon is in Virgo. So that's going to definitely give about this interesting energy where it's like, you know, emotions are going to start to run a little bit higher now that the sun is there. With the moon in Virgo, it's definitely going to be the sort of element where we want things to look a certain way. We want reality to look a certain way. It's sort of like a humbling day as far as that goes. You know, Virgo is all about that day to day reality, that day to day grind. It's about um, it rules different things. It rules pets, it rules medicine, you know. And Virgos are closet freaks. So but it's definitely about those finer details in life and like really like etching those out because it's n- we really got to get down to the nitty gritty. So the moon's going to be focused in on that energy, right? Now, of course, we still have that sun in Cancer. Now it's really moving into Cancer. It's at 1 degree. It'll move to 2 degrees in the day as well. So definitely, we are looking for some sort of emotional fulfillment. Whenever the sun goes into Cancer, this is definitely the moment where a lot of healing can very much so happen. Cancer, they are the clerics of the zodiac. They are the healers of the zodiac, and you know that's why it's such an interesting energy with Cancer, where it's like they always try and like, heal people and change people and stuff like that. It's like, oh, I can heal them, I can change them. And they find themselves in these all awkward and weird situations where, you know, they're dealing with, people that don't actually care about them, that take them for granted and stuff like that. So that's just something to be wary of if you have a lot of Cancer placements. Um, but this is great. This is like I said, this is a time where, if we focus on our own personal healing first, then that's really going to be how we help the world. It's not about necessarily taking the direct action with a lot of people. With most people in your life, it's not really about taking like the direct action. It's going to be about that indirect action. It's going to be about shining your own personal light. That's the great thing about the sun in Cancer. Is that whenever the sun goes into Cancer, we learn the power of healing by simply being ourselves. Now, like I said, we do have Mars that's still trining over to Chiron, right? So, as we are wanting to move things forward in our creative expression, and really act on those things, we really need to know who we are via that Chiron and Aries. That regardless of maybe what people have said about us, the name calling that we might have received in the past, regardless of any, you know, wounding that we may have, people telling us that we can't do certain things, that certain things that we like are stupid and or dumb. If we over identify with what those people have said in those particular events, then we're not going to really be able to move things forward. You see, Mars is still behind Black Moon Lilith, so Mars still has to get beyond that fear. So that's the thing about this. You have to have the courage to move forward and the bravery to move forward. Courage is not, it's not the absence of fear, it's moving in spite of it, right? All right. So we still have, so yeah, we're going to have, like I said, we also have the sun. Now that's at 1 degree, it's going to come into the sextile with the south, with the north node. And with the south node, it's going to make that nice little trine. It's all going to be happening at 1 degree. And one, of course, it's Leo, it's the sun, right? That's where this energy is going to be happening. It's also going to be the last time that we see the sun make these aspects to these nodes in Cancer for a long time. We're not going to see that again for like another 18 years or so. And we're definitely not going to see it again while Pluto is in Capricorn too. So, like, this is a pretty rare moment. We're never going to see that energy again because Pluto, it takes a long, long time to go around the zodiac. So, with the sextile, it's definitely bringing up some opportunities to really recognize our value and stuff. The trine to the south node may bring up some karmic moments. Anytime that you're dealing with the nodes, you are dealing with some karmic moments and stuff like that. And I think a lot of times what happens is that we think that karmic moments have to be like massive big changes and massive huge things. We're expecting like every karmic moment or every moment of destiny to be some sort of huge monumental thing. Moon's in Virgo. It's going to be a humbling energy and teach us that, shoot, it was destined that you would brush your teeth this morning. Is that a massive deal? Not really, but that's the sort of energy that this is. That's why I think sometimes we can get caught up on like fate and destiny and karma because we think they're such big things, right? They're so massive, they're so big picture, but there are still details within that big picture. The moon in Virgo is going to help us to kind of zoom in and look at the finer details in life and then realize that, hey, we're okay. I think that's what happens sometimes is that I think a lot of us are kind of a big picture right now. And if the big picture isn't working the way that we want to exactly, then we start to criticize the whole thing, right? The moon in Virgo is going to make us a little bit more emotionally critical. It's also a good time, honestly, to be a little bit more discerning as far as who you allow into your space and who you give your energy to, right? Now, as we continue to move this forward, the moon is going to, well, we'll see. Actually, you see Mercury is like moving really fast. It gets to 23 degrees today. So Mercury is moving fast. Our mind is moving fast right now. So that's why you really don't necessarily want to take the first action that you think about. You want to kind of mull things over. It's actually kind of a blessing that we have the moon in Virgo at the same time as this, because it is in the house that's traditionally ruled. It's in the sign that's traditionally ruled by Mercury, and it's in the decan of Mercury at that too. So there's definitely going to be this element too where our mind and our emotions are going to be connected in a very real way today, in a very like hyper detail oriented way today. So with that opposition to Saturn, of course, at 7 degrees, it's going to bring about a spiritual element to this, whether or not we feel like these things really align with our spirit, you know. It's kind of an interesting day, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not as a it's funny too, I'm not as expressive right now in this video. I don't know why. It's interesting. This is I started making the daily videos again on May 23rd. So it's actually been a full month since I started making the videos again without missing a day. The weekend videos, I cover both days. So that's at least 6 videos a week. And I have not missed a day. This will mark like a month. So you think I would be more exuberant and more excited, and I am, but I think that's just kind of the energy of the day. It's like I think a lot of us could be looking for a lot of edge just in general in our life, but we have to find and appreciate the edge that's here. It's like I was watching a video yesterday, right? And there's like these guys that were like I think they were like in Arizona, and they were trying to like ride all these different roller coasters in Phoenix. And there's this one guy that built a roller coaster in his backyard, right? And they look like they were legitimately having fun. Now, this roller coaster, it's not like this massive Goliath of a roller coaster, right? It's a small roller coaster. But I think that's kind of a really good representation of this energy. So many of us, I think, are looking for like that massive, super fast, super tall roller coaster in our life. And we think that that's what we really want. when really we can just have fun with the mini roller coaster that we built in our backyard. Yeah, you're not going to feel like your stomach drop. You're not going to have all that sort of stuff as much, but it's still fun. You know what I mean? You can still have fun with this energy. You gotta remember Mars and Venus is still in Leo, so it's like there's definitely this. And Saturn is in Pisces. The adulting planet is retrograde in Pisces, right? So she's kind of on vacation right now, and that Moon in Virgo is going to be like, especially being that it's in Mercury. It's going to be like we're going to be trying to call Saturn. It's like, hey, yo, so there's all these real little details. Can you tell me what to do? Because I don't know if I necessarily like the way that this looks. And Saturn's going to be like, figure it out. Click. And then we're gonna be like, oh crap, what do I do? It's like, just slow it down, take it easy, smell the roses, appreciate the finer things in life. You know what I mean? This is like, we're like, there's a lot of thrill seeking energy right now, but the thrill seeking energy is not necessarily going to lead us to that beautiful future that we want to all have. Not necessarily. Gotta learn how to find the thrill and the fun in the small things and the things that have been in our face this whole time. Remember what I said yesterday? It's like, you know, trying to replace the light bulb, right? And instead of actually going to replace the light bulb, we're just constantly turning and trying to click it on and trying to make it work that way. It's like, no, you just got to replace it, right? And then we turn the light on. The boogeyman and the ghouls that you thought were there are actually your guides, your friends, the people that love you the most, the people that care about you the most. All right. That's what's actually there. So I think today can definitely be a very positive day. Don't get caught up on every minute detail because we're going to be hyper focused on that energy, and don't get out of sorts if every little thing isn't going exactly the way that you want, because that's just the world. That's how it's always been, but like that's just the way things are right now. There are a lot of things that are changing. The Schumann resonance is changing. Like literally the earth is going through contractions right now because it's about to birth something new. So there's going to be a level of uncomfortability with this, but there's also every single one of us have manifested aspects of peace in our life, hopefully. And we got to just go to those places where we are peaceful, go to those places that really make us feel whole. You know what I mean? Have that creative intelligence, that creative expression with the Leo energy that's there. You know, this is still the summer, and we can still have fun. You know, we just got to be wary of the places that we go to, the people that we associate with. We just got to be wary of, is this taking me down some weird dark alley that's going to give me like 5 seconds of, you know, like dopamine or serotonin release? Is that really freaking worth it? Yeah, so like cards that came out immediately. I got the Temperance card. This one fell out. This was the one that came out that was like face up. And I have my other two cards that came out and they're face down. So we have the card of Temperance, and yeah, we have the Three of Cups in reverse. And then we also have the Nine of Swords. Yeah, so you see, you see, he's covering his eyes. The swords is actually protecting him from the monster that's behind him. You know what I actually see this as? This is like when Naruto actually found the Kyuubi, when he found the nine-tailed beast inside of him, and it was behind, and he was still afraid of it behind, well, even though it was behind, like, the locked doors and stuff like that. I think what's happening here is that we are all unlocking another facet of ourselves that we think is scary or big or just something that's, we're afraid of stepping into this, right? So then like you have that Three of Cups in reverse energy. There might be a desire to want to just kind of go let loose and have fun and to throw our cares out the door, irregardless of the value that we are building with the Taurus energy and the new moral foundations that we are all building. But then we have the card of Temperance talking about the alchemy of this moment too, and realizing that whatever aspect of ourselves that's really wanting to come through and shine through and to give us this new superpower, right? To give us this new superpower, right? That we can unlock a new understanding of that and alter our perspective and see that this aspect of ourselves that's coming through is our higher self and is going to give us this incredible gift that was always ours and that we were always meant to develop and grow into. But sometimes we are afraid of stepping into our greatness. Don't be afraid to step into your greatness. Release the swords, and that boogeyman, that scary thing, is going to reveal itself as your greatest ally. That's going to do it for your video today. I hope that you all enjoyed it. This is probably like the shortest astrology video that I've done so far. It's like, I think the first one I did was around this time. The second one is actually under 20 minutes. I don't normally get on this short, y'all. So, but I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I hope it assists you in your day, and hope that you guys have a fantastic, fabulous Friday. So, I love you all so much. Thank you so much, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace out, y'all.